Hey family, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are located around the globe. I hope you all are having an amazing day today. And remember that God woke us all up this morning for a purpose because He's not through with us yet. I also start every day out with a grateful heart, y'all. I have a reaction video for you all. Well, this lady, she's an older lady, 73, 70 years young, um, had problems at the gas station with her money. Um, it's like three parts, but I'm going to make it into two parts. Okay, I'm gonna do a part one and I'm gonna do a part two. And this is sad how they treated her about her own money, y'all. So, but in the meantime, I'm gonna need for you all to hit that like button, subscribe to the video, leave a comment, and if you want me to react to some videos, leave it down in the comments down below, and I'll do that for you as well. Okay. Also go check out my niece, Miss Leda MS.LEDA, and my sis Miss Vaughn's Vittles. Let's eat. Y'all go over there, let them know that Miss Linda sent you all. Y'all go check them out. So we finna get right into the video, y'all. And y'all comment down below, okay?
Miss Linda Stevens.
Okay, this part one
Good
here,
afternoon.
y'all.
This traumatic experience for me started on April 13th. And just to give you a little background of me, I'm a retired educator from Polk County Schools. I taught school. I was an assistant principal some 12 years. I was over the health curriculum for Polk County Schools for middle and high school. I'm very active in my church. I'm the immediate past president of the Polk County Retired Educators. I'm a community activist,
She did a lot
and I care
in her lifetime.
about people. I'm going to try to fill in the blanks that attorney and Rufus left out. When I went to that ATM, Rufus and I went to the ATM together, as we normally do. I looked later at the ATM and there were more than 8 cameras up under the shed of the ATM machine. So I knew they had captured me on one or more of those videos. And when I left and Rufus said, well, Linda, go back after they opened at 7 o'clock. And I went back up there and I had to talk with the cashier. I told him the story. He asked me, did I have a receipt? And I said, yes. I showed him the receipt. Finally, he says to me, I can't help you. You need to talk to my supervisor. Of course, when the supervisor came, I shared my story. I showed him the receipt. And he said to me, he said, if you look behind you, you can see the truck of the man here working on the ATM machine because something had happened with the machine. He said, you need to fill out a dispute form. I said, I'm not disputing with myself that I put the money in the machine. He said, but you need to come back. And he said, that's the way it is. That's the policy. You need to come back and fill out a dispute form, go on the inside. So after 9 o'clock, I had to go back to Mid-Florida and went and signed in and spoke with this lady. I told her my story. She said, can I see your receipt? I gave her my receipt. She made a copy of it. She said, you need to fill out a dispute form. And I told her I'm not disputing that I put my money. She said, but that's the policy. So she filled out the form, and of course I signed it. And she said to me, she said, give us 2 hours, not more than 3 hours, and everything will be in order in your account.
No, that money's supposed to go straight to her account when you
So I
deposit
left
cash
there,
in
and I
those
went
machines.
home.
It goes straight to your account.
I waited
Now,
all
if it's
day
a check, it's gonna
and
take
checking
a
my
day,
account online.
1 day.
There was nothing
It shouldn't take that
in
long
my
for her to get
account
her money.
that
That's
indicated they had
crazy.
placed that
They was
money,
on some stuff.
credited my money to my account. I waited all night. I waited till the next day. And about 10:30 that next day, I went back to the bank. And I talked with the same teller, the first teller I had spoken with, and he said, I can't help you. And he gave me the supervisor again, and the supervisor came over And I asked him, I said, where is my money? I said, all I want is my money. Where is it? I said, you told me that the ATM man was working on the machine and you sent me in to fill out a dispute. Where? And he turned his back and walked off.
Like she's a
By
nobody.
this time, the
That's
lady
what
in the
he did.
office, who I later was identified as the head teller, came and she said, ma'am, she said, I can help you in my office. And I went in the office with her and she asked me what was going on. And I shared that same story with her
Again.
and the receipt. And she
They
said, well, ma'am,
prejudice.
she said, you know how bureaucracy
Prejudice.
is.
They prejudice.
I said, no, I don't. I said, I don't
Doing
want
her
anything
like
Miss
that.
Florida's got. I said, I
Her
only
own
want
fucking money.
my money. So she said to me, she said, I don't know what happened with yesterday, but she said, I'm going to go ahead and just call the guy again to verify that he found your money. She called the technician. The technician told her, yes, I found her money in the machine. I found the $401 bills and the 1020s in the machine. Yet, when she got off of the phone, she said to me, she said, you're still going to have to give us 2 or 3 days to get your money in
That's
your
crazy.
account. So when the manager had come over to the office and she had another lady with her, and there was a police officer who came and stood directly to my right in the back of me. And she said, you just need to go ahead and leave and we'll get your money straightened out. And I had to tell her the story as well. And so as we were sitting there and I said, I just want my money. I need to pay my bill. I want my money. That's all I want. I said, I gave you cash money. I said, I didn't put checks in the machine.
That's right.
I put cash money
'Cause checks is
in the
gonna take a
machine.
day.
I just want my money. I said, that's all I want from Mid Florida.
Yes.
So she said, if you don't calm down, we're going to have to. We were sitting there talking, and I don't know what happened, but then a few minutes later, another police officer came in the room with his hand on his gun and said, I thought I heard her say, I have a gun and I'm going to shoot you. I said, what are you talking about? And the most painful part of that was that office manager, that head teller, that other lady that was in there, the police officer standing next to me, nobody said nothing. I was the only one to speak up for myself. And all I could think when he came in with his hand on his gun was that my life was in danger. My life was being threatened. But he's ready to
They done
take
called all
you
these police
because
officers on this lady for her money.
And he said to me, if you say the word gun one more time, I'm going to arrest you. And I turned around and looked up at him and I said, gun? He said, you stand up and I'm going to arrest you. And he snatched my purse. He handcuffed me behind my back as tight as he could.
All of them
And
need
it
to
was
be
as tight as he
fired.
could because my wrist was swollen when I got the handcuffs off. And he walked me out to his car and set me in his hot car for some 15, 20 minutes. In a hot car, 11:30, 12 o'clock in the day, while he and the other officer checked me out. I heard the other officer tell
That's a
him,
shame.
she's never been in trouble. She's clean, is what he said. And yet I sat there and I sat there and I sat there. Finally, the police officer comes to the car, drives me to the station, and when he gets to the car, I'm just traumatized. But at this time, I've never been arrested. I never had any dealings with a police officer. I've never been to court for anything outside of a speeding fine. And when we got there, he said, you got to get out of the car. I said, I'm not getting out of the car. You're not going to shoot me because it was just he and I. And he's sitting there with his hand on his gun. It's his little monkey stick thing.
Wow.
He said, you got to get. I said, no. He said, you got to get out of this car one way or the other. And he opened the door and he took his hands and pulled me out of the car and dropped me on the concrete, scratching me all up and bruising me. And he pulled me halfway into the building, and then when he got a wheelchair and put me in that and took me in this room with my hands still cuffed behind my back, I was quite helpless, and took me into this little square room with my hands still cuffed behind my back. I sat in this little room with my hands cuffed, and he came and he asked me, he said, are you going to talk to me? And I didn't say, I wouldn't say anything. I didn't want to say anything for fear that he would take it the wrong way and take my life, because nobody was there but he and I. So finally he came, and another police officer, because I had sat on the floor, I was trying to get
They
some
had to
relief
been
from my
prejudiced.
arms.
They had to
My
be.
arms had
They
been behind my back for a long, long time, for about an hour by now. And because I'm not as young as I used to be, my arms was really, really hurting. And so they put me in a wheelchair and rolled me out. First they picked me up, one took one arm and one took the other arm and one took my legs, and they took me outside to the car and set me in a wheelchair right beside the door. And so they both took my shoulders and threw me into the car. And when they did, because the seats are not cushioned, my head hit real hard on the seat. And that's when my nose was fractured. And I lost my shoes, my shirt flew up. And he looked at me, but he didn't say anything. So when he took me over to the sheriff
in this
department,
video,
the
this is
lady
part one, y'all.
came
So I'm
out,
gonna get ready to do part
and she
two.
said when she
okay. So, but make sure you all hit that like button, subscribe, share the videos, and all that good stuff for me. In the meantime, y'all make sure y'all comment down below. Tell me what y'all think. You know, because there's no way her money. She should have been able to get her money. Because when you deposit cash money in those machines, it goes to your account just like that. Now, if you're doing a check, if you deposit a check, or either if you're taking it on your phone, depositing it on your phone, it's still going to take at least about a day or two for it to clear. So, but when you're doing straight cash, now she should have got her goddamn money right then and there. They was on some stuff, y'all. But let me do this. Let me react to the part two, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video.